Going to school, it's kind of hard to stand out. Everyone's wearing the same thing and nobody wants to go past their comfort zone. Well, that's actually the exact reason why it's so easy for you to stand out. And honestly, if I were to go to school again, this is exactly what I would wear to make you stand out and look better than all of your friends. Now let's start off with the simple things, so that way you're not going too far out of your comfort zone, but we're gonna work our way towards things maybe it's gonna take a little confidence to actually start wearing. But don't worry, we'll definitely get there. First thing that you need to focus on is a good hoodie. The reason why we're starting here is because this is everybody's comfort clothing. If you want to stay comfortable, then you're gonna wear a hoodie. That's exactly why when you go to school, everyone has one on. But you want the best hoodie. That's how you make something simple stand out. So decide which one you want to go for. Do you want a blank one or a branded one? I personally recommend starting off with blanks. These are the most versatile and most easy to style. My favorite brand for this is Ours. I truly think this is the best blank for the price. So I have some in navy, black, and brown. Now the branded ones are going to be a little bit more expensive, but sometimes it is cool to show off the brand, as long as you're not using it for a flex. But if the brand is associated for high quality pieces that look good, then some of my favorite hoodie brands is Represent, Cole Buxton, and Alyssa Block. Definitely more towards the pricey side, so whatever works for their budget, you definitely have options. The next thing I would wear is sneakers that nobody else is wearing. Like I said, when you go to school, everybody wants to dress like their friends. No one wants to stick out. Therefore, when you look at people's shoes, everyone's wearing the same brands, the same designs, and sometimes even the same colors. You don't want to be like this. Start looking at some other sneakers that you have never seen before. This could be different versions of popular sneakers. Right now, there's not really a sneaker that holds the limelight, but there are plenty of popular sneakers that have a bunch of different colors and versions. For example, New Balance 550s. My favorite version of this is the Amy Leon Dore collaboration, or you can go with a different brand that nobody in your school is talking about. Think of places like Axel Arigato or these Alpha Low by Represent. Sneakers that you probably never seen before, nobody at your school is wearing them. Your footwear rotation, it's going to be a lot more interesting rather than the same things that you see every single day. Now when I was in school, I really only had one, maybe two different pairs of sneakers. Obviously, the more you can get, the better. But if you could only get one pair of sneakers, get something in the color white or close. Something like off-white or beige definitely works. This is just to make sure that everything in your wardrobe is going to go with the sneakers. And so look, some of you may notice, but I got a new hairstyle. Point is, a lot of people like it, and a lot of you have been asking me for a hair tutorial. So here's exactly how I achieve this new hairstyle. Now there's really 3 products that I'm really using for this, and all of them are from Bluemon, the sponsor of today's video. First things first is to start off with damp hair. I came out the shower about 20 minutes ago, but you could wear your hair with just water. And before starting anything, I like to make sure that my hair is healthy, because you can't have great looking hair when your hair is damaged and unhealthy. So how do I achieve this? I love Bluemon's Cloud Control Hair Oil. This is a deep conditioning hair oil. All you need is about 3 drops and thoroughly mix into your hair. I like to get deep into the roots to make sure my hair is healthy from the most important part, the roots. Now, as I'm mixing that in, I try to make my hair stand up. You want to get as much volume from the get-go. But if you struggle with volume, the next product is a huge help. And that's the Coastal Texture Sea Salt Spray. With this new hairstyle, I really prioritize sea salt spray. It adds a nice wavy texture to your hair, and for this look, it's the perfect product. So you could use 3 to 5 sprays. With products like this, less is more. So you could do something like a blow dryer with the diffuser. That helps a ton to add texture and even volume. Now that your hair is slightly damp, not too wet, now you can focus on locking everything into place. Now, if you've always had the issue of looking good in the mirror, and as soon as you take your next 3 steps, it just falls flat, then you need to try a good pomade. My favorite one is Fifth Sample by Bluemon. We want to make sure things look natural, so again, less is more. And this is where I hit the final round with the blow dryer to really seal everything. And now when it dries and flattens out, essentially marinates, we're left with this, a controlled wavy 70-30 split, which is my new favorite hairstyle. And again, to get the right products for this hairstyle, you could use Bluemon. First link's in the description, and code Aaron will save you another 10% off. That being said, let me know what you think of the hairstyle, because I definitely feel more confident with this. The next thing I would start wearing is knitted sweaters. I didn't start to see texture until I was already done with school. That being said, I never got to play around with it while I was in school. So adding texture into your clothing is gonna make you look that much better. And the best one is any kind of knitwear. It looks a lot more put together, definitely makes you stand out, because sure, everybody has a crew neck sweatshirt, but these plain ones, they can get a little boring. Get something like knitwear. It could be a normal sweater or a knitted sweatshirt, doesn't really matter, it's going to look good. But then you're gonna start to be able to play around with knitwear in general. There's sweater knit polos. One thing that I've seen that I really want is a knitted hoodie. Something like this is a lot more interesting, and it's definitely gonna make you stand out, especially if you wear it to school. Now look, one thing that I always forget to mention is the fact that some of you have to wear a uniform to school. Now look, that always slips in my mind because that's something I never had to deal with. My best advice to anyone who has to wear a uniform is try to wear jewelry if you can, or you could start wearing something like colognes, which is the next thing that I would start wearing to school. As a teenager, when I had $100, the idea to go spend that on one bottle of cologne was just ridiculous to me. I would much rather go spend that on shoes or clothes. And look, I completely understand. You want something to show off, and although it's definitely gonna make you smell better, it's not gonna be anything that anybody can see. But if you get that reputation for the person that smells great, you're gonna be talked about a lot in school. And like I said, everybody pretty much thinks that way. No one wants to go spend that money on cologne, so if you're the kind of person that does do that, you're going to be on top of everybody else, and it's all from one simple purchase. Now, as much as I like these bottles of colognes, you don't have to go spend $100 on one. I'm still trying to look for the best ones under $50 to make sure that you're getting the best deal. But later down the road, I plan on testing some to make sure I can give you the best recommendation. But for right now, try to go to any store and just try to smell a bunch of different colognes. Whichever one interests you the most, that's the one you should get. The next thing I would start wearing is beige pants. My entire life, all I ever wanted to wear was black jeans. Doesn't matter where I was going, doesn't matter the season. I had 2 or 3 pairs of black jeans that were pretty much identical. And I never thought to switch it up because these black jeans is gonna work with anything else, which is 100% true. That being said, it's also true that it's very boring. Pants are the most overlooked item in every guy's wardrobe, especially when you're in school. All anybody ever cares about are tops. And again, in school, that means what branded tops are you wearing, hoodies, shirts, anything like that. Don't fall into that same mindset. If you want to start dressing better than everybody else, get some different pairs of jeans. And the first one you should look at are beige jeans. I started wearing this a lot recently. That's because when it comes to my tops, I love forest green, I love navy, and I love the color brown. And I've noticed that these colors look so much better on beige than they do black jeans. So do yourself a favor, make yourself stand out and start focusing on other things that you can wear other than black jeans. That being said, my best recommendation are those beige jeans. The next thing I started wearing in school is a watch. The only watch that I saw in school were things like Apple Watches. Sure, they're useful. They might even help you cheat on tests, which I don't condone doing. That being said, it defeats the purpose of a watch, which is having a classic timepiece to make you look more sophisticated, because having a nice watch definitely says a lot about you as a person. So do yourself a favor and get a nice watch. The best entry-level brand for anybody is Casio. It's affordable and it gets you into the habit of wearing a watch. So later down the road, you can start upgrading to more brands, but for right now, just look at Casio. This Casio AQ230 is an absolute gem. It costed less than $100 and it gets me compliments and is perfect for you if you're in school. Now this next one I did start wearing in school, but I definitely wish I did it earlier. That's gonna be a pair of boots. And honestly, when I was in school, I think at most there's about 10 other people that wore boots. Let me tell you, we're amongst the people that definitely knew how to dress. And if you want that same reputation, then you gotta start letting go of sneakers, or at least sneakers every day, and start getting your hands on some boots. These are a lot more versatile than you might think. They're not just for formal occasions, and they're definitely not something that you're gonna wear later down the road. Start today, start elevating your style, and get a pair of boots. Again, if you want to ease your way into it, start things casual. Get something like combat boots or any type of lace-up boots. These are gonna be the perfect start. One brand that I definitely recommend that's going to look good in school are Doc Martens. These Doc Marten combat boots, they look great. They're gonna be easy to style, and since they're in the color black, they're nothing too far out there. But later down the road, start mixing it up. Start looking at suede boots and get some that are more elevated. Places like Thursday Boots, Aldo's. These are all my favorite places to go check out some new boots. Now this next one is definitely something that you're not going to see every day when it comes to school. That is going to be something like a coat. I don't know why, but I was always scared of having that reputation of trying to look older than what I am. But then I realized that that's just plain out dumb. You shouldn't be worried about this. In fact, it could definitely do a lot for you if you are taken more serious by teachers, professors, or any school admin, because they'll look at you. When you look presentable, it's gonna make you look like you have your life put together, even if you're just in school. And so opportunities can definitely be thrown your way when you start to look more presentable, especially when you're looking mature. And honestly, I don't know many more things that look more mature than a coat. So this one is definitely gonna put you out of your comfort zone. But trust me, when I started wearing this, I felt like Bruce Wayne. It's a good feeling to have. Look, no matter what you want to start wearing, if there's anything that interests you but is holding you back, then there's no other reasoning to it. You just have to rip off that band-aid and try it out. It is going to be weird at first, but eventually you're going to get used to it. And again, especially if you're easing your way into these things, start off simple and eventually you're going to be the best dressed that you've ever been. Therefore, you're going to feel better and your confidence is going to skyrocket. I truly think being your best version starts off with the little things. And this is the perfect way to do that. Another thing you can play around with is fashion trends. When I was in school, I was so stuck in one single style. Don't let that be you, because again, it's very boring. So if you want to know all the fashion trends that I'm actually excited to wear, here's a video that's going to show you exactly that.